and it's anything but winter here in Kingston today, here in New England today. It's about 57 degrees, and if you can't see through the glass, it's not your computer, it's nothing going on, it's just the fog that is built up in the rink today that is causing all this condensation on the panes of the glass. Bay State is playing Hampton Whalers, and the Bay State just take the lead right away, and that was Jake Diamond who started off for Bay State. Hampton, they're called Hampton Whaler Nation. They're from the Eastern Junior Hockey League South. This is a tournament that's going to showcase the Eastern Junior Hockey League South, which is new to the Eastern Junior Hockey League, as they are now part of it. And there's going to be tournaments that go on continuously throughout the year. Hampton, who's from Virginia, comes up to the New England area quite often to play in tournaments that'll showcase this Eastern Junior Hockey League South organization. So I'll tell you, we don't have a whole lot of information on the Hampton team. As we go, we'll get to learn the players and their numbers. Out for the Bay State Breakers is Sharing, Malone, and Lassonde. Again, this is an exhibition game. It does not count towards the standings. Bay State has a lot of their Empire players dressing for today's game. So you may see a number that's associated with a player such as Kiska that is going to be worn by another player from the Empire team. So the Eastern Junior Empire League is playing. A lot of their players are here up for the Eastern Junior Hockey League game. The Empire obviously plays in the B division, the Eastern Junior Hockey League in the A. So we'll get used to some of those names that joined us. Some of them won't have names on the back of their jerseys, and again, some of them will be wearing other players' jerseys. This is Moore, dishes it off to Alitzhauser. Alitzhauser sends it in deep. In net for Hampton is the goalie. His name is Blake Scott. He's 8 games played, 6-2 on the year with a 3.25 goals against average. James Murphy with the steal. James Murphy comes in, sends it across. That was to Moore. Moore is out there with O'Brien and Murphy. So you'll see some of these lines here that maybe the top 2 lines will be the EJ players. As O'Brien comes over the blue line, takes a shot, Scott makes the save, and will jump on the rebound. We're going to be playing 2 25-minute halves. And this tournament is going all weekend. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, Bay State plays a regular season contest against the Jersey Hitmen. So the Jersey Hitmen, who will be playing after this, will be playing the Bay State Breakers at 4:30 tomorrow, and then again at 12:10 on Sunday. Both of those games very important, as Bay State is chasing the Jersey Hitmen for a home playoff spot. So some of the players right now that are out for the Bay State Breakers, number 10 is Flynn. He's from the Empire team. Wearing number 32 is O'Connor from the Empire team. So they're out for Bay State. Going the other way with it is number 14. That is Connor Doyle. He's had some time in the EJ. And we're going to get our first penalty of the day, and it looks like it's going to be a high stick against Doyle, so Hampton will go on the power play. Hampton's got some pretty good power. Again, we don't have a whole lot of information on them, but they're 19-7 right now in the league. But as far as scoring leaders, they have the top 2 in number 9, Saldal, and Collins, top 2 scorers in the Eastern Junior Hockey League. Right now for the South comes to Gilbert. He'll take a shot. Harrison in net for Bay State. And we'll get a face-off. Again, 2 25-minute halves. First period right now, we got 22:04, minute 47 to go in the man advantage for Hampton. Salkow, I think that's his name, Salkow, will take the draw for Hampton. Here comes the other way, Bedard. Short-handed situation. He'll get a shot, glove down by Scott. Scott will hold it too long. The referee blows the whistle. Now on the draw here, wearing number 5, That is not Kiska. That is Boozer. 17 Colberts out there. Alex Hauser and Condon to kill this off for Bay State. And this is going to come out of the zone. Hampton's going to have to regroup. Chasing it back is Gilbert. Gilbert is set up back deep with number 16. That's Owen. He's a forward who's playing the D in this power play opportunity for Hampton. Coming over the line is Gilbert. He gains the line, holds on to the puck nicely, goes past the face-off dot. He'll turn along the boards, hand it off to number 11, to Tefren. Thrown around, intercepted by number 31 from the Empire team. That's Nelson. Nelson trying to battle the puck. In front with Nelson is wearing number 12. That's Duffy from the Empire team. So not only do I not know who the Hampton players are, but right now we don't even know who the Bay State players are. This goes back to Collins. Collins sends it up front. Shot just wide of Harrison. Comes back to the point. This is number 14. That's Zendeas. Coming down all the way. Scott comes out of his net and dangerously throws it in front. Lasan and Sharing are there to chase it. We've got 13 seconds remaining in the power play. Driving in deep is Zendejas, and Tejas bumped off by Burkamper. Burkamper's actually playing defense in today's game with 3 seconds remaining on the Hampton power play. So we're at all even as Condon will do battle. Coming out is the Hampton player, throws it in front, kept in by Woods. Woods throws it around deep. Burkamper doing battle. That was with number 24, Zalazinski. Back to Zalazinski. Hit off by Burkamper. Puck comes around for Condon. Condon looks up. Gets it up to Sharing. Sharing banks it off the boards, looking for Malone. Excuse me, that was Lasan. We couldn't see him through the fog. Under 20 to go in period number 1. Hampton banks it off the boards. Condon runs into a player. Lasan checks off his man, coming around the corner. This is Burkamper. Burkamper goes cross ice. Waiting for it is O'Brien. O'Brien in the neutral zone. O'Brien turns up. He gains the red line, throws it across to Burkamper. Burkamper throws it in deep. O'Brien will chase. O'Brien is out there with Bedard. Or excuse me, out there with Moore and Murphy, James Murphy, number 21. Jay Murphy wearing the A on his shoulder today. A lot of players that are out. Matt Vidal, Zach Lynch, not out because of injury. Out because they're given an opportunity to these Empire teams, these Empire players, to play in the Eastern Junior Hockey League. This goes around for Moore. Moore holds the puck. Moore at the line, sends it in front, tipped by O'Brien just wide of Scott. Jay Murph chases it, throws it up along the boards. Moore tries to come in to get it away from the Hampton player. It's lost in his skates. He'll send it out. Intercepted, coming the other way is Strachan. Baxter Strachan is also playing in a different position as he's normally a forward. Alex Hauser sends it in deep. Alex Hauser's back at the point with Strachan. Now, wearing number 18 is not Gintoli. So if you see the name on the back, number 18 is not Gintoli. Number 18 is Murphy from the Enterprise team. This is intercepted by Salkhead. Not sure. We're going to have to find out what that name is. That's Ryan, number 9, leading the team actually in 16 goals, 32 points. Again, if there's any parents listening down in Virginia, I apologize. We're not ESPN. We don't have the research to prepare us for these types of games that are exhibitions where we don't know the players or have a whole lot of information. But we'll try to get it right, I promise you that. Here's Doyle. Doyle sends it across. This comes into the neutral zone. This is chased down by Bay State. Number 10 is Flynn. Battle along the boards in the fog of the glass. Wearing number 5 with the name of Kiska on the back is Boozer. He's chasing in the player for Hampton. Comes into the neutral zone. Comes back to Boozer. Salkhead banks it off the boards for Hampton. This goes in deep, chased down by number 6 from the Empire team. That's Rosie. Bay State gets it around. Here's Rosie now behind the net. He'll send it into the neutral zone. Glove down nicely at the line by Woods of Hampton, and he'll send it in deep. We have 16:55 remaining in the first half of today's tournament game here at the Winter Classic in the Bog. Coming up next is the Jersey Hitmen against the Atlanta Knights of the Eastern Junior Hockey League South. Dealt into the middle. Here's Hampton with a shot saved by Harrison. He actually didn't realize where the puck was, and it dropped down in between his legs for a stoppage of play. Andy Newton, the coach for Hampton, behind the bench today. Behind the bench for the Bay State Breakers. They're represented by Kyle Robertson, who coaches the Empire team, Dave McCauley, head coach of the EJ, and Dave Rennie, assistant coach of the EJ. On the draw, Bay State wins it. Thrown in front, Harrison makes another save. That went off his leg pad as Hampton's putting on some pressure. Malone throws it back across for number 12. That's Duffy. Duffy sends it into Lassonde. Lassonde comes over the line. He's got Sharing and Jay Malone with him. Lassonde throws it in deep. That just goes wide to Scott. Keeping it in at the line is number 31, Nelson. Nelson is back on the point with number 12, Duffy. This goes to Nelson. Nelson at the blue line holds it in, sends it around to Malone. Malone rotates it into Sharing. Sharing backhands it for Lassonde. Lassonde's ridden off the puck nicely by the Hampton player. Up to Duffy. Sends it across. Here comes number 22, Collins. Collins with a nice shot. Blocker saved by Harrison. Puck's dealt to the side. Here comes Bay State with a rush. In the middle. Dealt over to Lassonde from Sharing. Lassonde can't hold on to the puck. 15:34 remaining in the first half of today's tournament game of the Winter Classic here at the Bog in Kingston. A lot of teams involved here, and we're going to get a penalty, and this looks to come up against Bay State, so Hampton will go on their second power play of the game today with 15:21 left to go in the first half. So we talked about Scott in net for the Hampton team. Blake Scott is actually in the top 10 for goalie leaders in the Eastern Junior Hockey League South. Taking the draw for Hampton looks to be Collins. Back to the point, shot by number 16, Owen, who again is a forward but is covering the point on this power play opportunity. TJ O'Brien is out there with Condon and Burkhamper to kill this off, and he's also joined up front by Moore. Minute 42 remaining. Gilbert sends it up to Collins. Collins backhanded for Salkow. Sent in deep by Gilbert. Back to the point. Comes back to Gilbert at the blue line. He'll send it in deep, just a little too far for number 11. And that'll be Heffron. And we get a whistle of play. It could be that the net came off its post. It's going to come out to the neutral zone. Minute 23 remaining in the penalty for Hampton. Taking the draw will be number 14. And that's Zendejas. Zendejas will line up against Jay Murphy. Jay Murphy wins the draw. Jay Murphy is joined by Diamond. Strachan and Alitzhauser are back at the points. So again, this is an exhibition game. Eastern Junior Hockey League South was formed this year. One of the most increases in USA hockey is coming from the southern region. One of the only regions to have such an increase in player participation. Coming across the line is Zalazinski. Jay Murphy tips it across for Strachan. Jay Murphy comes up with the puck, and he'll look to clear down the length of the ice. That hits the linesman and goes into the neutral zone. Chasing it down is Woods for Hampton. Woods looks up, tries the pass over to number 3. That was Schneider. Shot by Jay Murphy, and that goes off of Scott out of play. And we have 30 seconds remaining in power play opportunity for Hampton. So don't forget, tomorrow, big game here at the Bog in Kingston. Hopefully everybody of the Breaker organization family can join us. as Bay State looks to gain home ice advantage through the playoffs. There's going to have to come up big against Jersey and take 2 here at the Bog in Kingston, because right now they're up by 4. South Cal with the puck, takes a shot that goes through the legs of Harrison, but just wide. Putting pressure on it from Bay State is number 18, and that's Murphy. Murphy's digging for the puck. He's wearing Gintoli's jersey. Peter Gintoli's going to be out for a while. Suffered a concussion in the last game against Philly. In fact, Bay State is going to limp in tomorrow without 2 of its really top defensemen, and that's in Tyler Lovejoy and Ori Abramson. Owen kicks it across for Gilbert. I got to tell you, Gilbert's been out on the ice a lot. Here's Collins. Collins turns away as he gets hits from Flynn. Puck comes in deep. Bay State looking for the opportunity to break out. That's broken down by number 6. I don't know that one. Zellner comes across the line. Zellner throws it in deep. Harrison comes out from his net. He'll leave it aside. Harrison goes down in front, but Hampton couldn't capitalize. Playing with the puck is number 6, Rosie. Coming away from it is Hampton. Again, as the fog is really building up along the boards right now. Along the side for Flynn. Flynn of the Bay State Breakers. He gets hit in the neutral zone. He goes down. Body starting to roll as this has been a pretty quick first half. And we're going to get a whistle. And this is going to, looks like again it's going to come against Bay State. Actually, this is going to go at Hampton, so Bay State will come out on the power play for the first time tonight. And they'll line up with Murphy, Moore, Jay Murphy, T.J. O'Brien, Garrett Moore, Patrick Condon, and Burkhamper will be at the points. Burkhamper will be lined up against Murphy. Murphy usually likes to win the draw to himself in this situation. It does so. Throws it across for T.J. O'Brien. That goes off the skate. Nice play by the Hampton player to stick it aside from O'Brien. This goes back in deep. Harrison comes out from the net, and he'll live it for Condon. 11:43 in the half, 1:48 in the power play. This goes back to Patrick Condon. Condon sends it across for Moore. Moore has O'Brien behind him. Moore comes in, turns up, throws it across ice. Won't get to Condon, but T.J. O'Brien keeps it in. T.J. O'Brien goes cross ice for Burkhamper. Burkhamper holds it at the face-off dot. Backhands it for Murphy. Murphy will go back to the point for Condon, across for O'Brien. O'Brien to Condon. Condon comes in, takes a shot, saved by Scott. Follow-up by O'Brien, couldn't get past Scott. And Hampton looks to clear, but it's kept in at the point by O'Brien. He goes cross-ice to T.J. O'Brien, takes the shot just wide of Scott. That was kept in by Murphy also earlier. Murphy keeps it in again. Murphy goes to the point to Condon. 58 to go in the power play. Burkhamper to Condon. Condon winds and takes a shot, but that went off of Collins. Murphy around the boards for O'Brien. O'Brien back to Burkhamper. Burkhamper holds. Condon pass to O'Brien. O'Brien a shot that's broken down by Hampton. They can't get it out. It's kept in by O'Brien. We got 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Dealt in deep for Moore. Moore goes cross-ice for Condon. A little too hot for him to handle, so it comes into the neutral zone. Condon sends it across for Burkhamper. Bay State changes. Burkhamper in front for Bedard. Bedard a shot saved by to T.J. O'Brien. Takes the shot just wide of Scott. That was kept in by Murphy also earlier. Murphy keeps it in again. Murphy goes to the point to Condon. 58 to go in the power play. Burkemper to Condon. Condon winds and takes a shot, but that one off of Collins. Murphy around the boards for O'Brien. O'Brien back to Burkemper. Burkemper holds. Condon. Pass to O'Brien. O'Brien, a shot that's broken down by Hampton. They can't get it out. It's kept in by O'Brien. We got 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Dealt in deep for Moore. Moore goes cross-ice for Condon. A little too hot for him to handle, so it comes into the neutral zone. Condon sends it across for Burkemper. Bay State changes. Burkemper in front for Bedard. Bedard, a shot saved by Scott. Bedard's got the first goal of the game tonight, and Scott comes up with a save with 23 seconds remaining in the power play. Blake Scott from Chesapeake, Virginia. Hampton rode Whalers last year. That was his previous team. So Bay State has 20 seconds remaining on their power play. Bedard will be lined up with Diamond and Colbert. Alitzhauser is at the point with Strachan. Alitzhauser can't keep it in. 13 seconds remaining on the power play. He'll go to Strachan. Strachan will turn in his own zone. Gets it up for Colbert. Colbert goes cross-ice to Alitzhauser. He'll throw it in deep. Scott comes out from his net. Can't prevent the puck from going back to Strachan. Strachan backhands it, and we're back at all even. Harrison has to come out of his net. Throws it into the neutral zone. Nice move by Colbert. Colbert will send it in deep and chase. Gilbert for Hampton. Banks it along the boards. Back to Gilbert. Sends it into the neutral. That's dealt in further by Nightenbach. Strachan, cross ice for Bedard. Here's Sharing. Sharing with the puck. Leaves it for Malone. We got a penalty coming up against Hampton. This will even it up for the first half. And we should get a whistle there. It's tipped aside by Gilbert. He couldn't gain control. Lassonde comes in. That goes into the corner. Kept in by Bay State. We got under 10 to go in the half. And the whistle should come here as number 25 Jenkins touches it up for Hampton. We get a whistle, so Bay State is going to go on the power play here. And they're going to go on the power play with under 9 to go in the first half. Sharing on the draw. He wins the draw. Gets it back to number 6. That's Rosie. Play along the corners. Back to the point. Bay State holds at the point. Sends it in deep for Malone. Malone is out there with Lassonde and Sharing. Here's Sharing. Gets it across. Shot broken up in front before it could get to Scott, and Hampton will clear it out. Back at the points is Magina. Sent up to the neutral for Lassonde. Lassonde comes in. Nice move. Takes a shot on Scott. That was just high and wide. Scott goes down pretty quickly, and Bay State's looking to go up high on him. Hampton trying to clear it out. Kept in by Lassonde. Lassonde backs it for Rosie. In the corners, kept in nicely. Malone. Malone's a big body. Malone gets the puck along the half boards. Goes back to the point. Winds and takes a shot. Broken up nicely by the Hampton player. And holding it is number 3. That's Schneider, the captain of the team. And he'll send it in deep. Coming up with the puck behind the net is Duffy. He'll line up behind Harrison. Send it across for... That's number 32. That's O'Connor. O'Connor puts on the brakes. There's Murphy. Murphy digging for the puck. 20 seconds remaining in the power play. And it'll be cleared down the length of the ice. So we'll have under 10 to go as Bay State makes their move up ice. This is Nelson. Nelson trying to get it to O'Connor. Back to Nelson. And we get a whistle, and it looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct as Woods from Hampton lost his stick. In fact, it went midair and landed in the neutral zone. And it's going to be a slash on Bay State. So Hampton will go on the power play. This is their third power play of the game. James Murphy is out there with T.J. O'Brien. Helping them out to kill this off is Nelson and Duffy. Here comes O'Brien in a shorthanded situation. He's got a shot, and he takes one. Glove down by Scott. Scott leaves it for number 16, Owen. Hampton coming up with this. Here's Collins. Collins trying to dish it for Heffron. Goes too deep. Taken by Bay State. Coming back to the point. Kept in by Owen. Here's Gilbert. Gilbert throws it in deep too far. Chasing it down now is number 31, Nelson for Bay State. Back to the point. Owen, he takes a shot. He scores. So Owen puts puts Hampton up on the board. And for Owen, that's his 10th goal of the year. So they convert on that power play opportunity. As we go 1-1 right now. So we're all even with under 6 to go in the first half. Taking a draw will be Kanamitsu. Won by Murphy. Brought up by Condon. Condon gains the line. J. Murph checks his man into the boards. Tries to kick it up for more. Taken away by O'Brien. Sends it in deep for J. Murphy. Turning around is Hampton. O'Brien trying to keep it in. That's backed out by Zalazinski. Zalazinski comes up with the puck. Zalazinski shot saved by Harrison. He steers it aside. Kept in by Cole Cassie.
Assisted by number 11, Paul Heffern.
There's a check into the boards, and that's going to be a penalty. That, you know it when you see it in that situation. The player's numbers are back to the player. Onus is on the player to prevent him from pushing further, and he pushed him right into the boards. The player got up, but that's going to be a good call. So Hampton looks to go on their 4th power play of the game. Looking to convert as they did in their 3rd chance tonight. Zendejas wins the draw for Hampton. They're on a power play with 5 to go in the quarter. And that goes off of Strachan out of play. This is going to stay in the Bay State zone as that went off of both players' sticks. Taking a draw again will be Zendejas. Zendejas was doing great on the face-off circle, just lost that one. And this is cleared down the length of the ice. Scott comes out of his net, leaves it for number 15. That'll be Woods. Woods tries to set it up. Woods, up ice. Here comes Schneider across the line. Schneider leaves it for Zendejas. That's going to be kicked out of the zone, but it goes into the roof. So we'll get a face-off inside the Bay State Breaker zone. We've got 1:26 remaining on the power play. 4:44 in the period. I don't know if it's true, but somebody passed on a rumor to me that the Atlanta Knights, who play the next game, flew in here, and the airline lost all their sticks. So when you think about sticks being about 100 to 150 apiece, that's going to be a pretty costly trip if they have to make up for that. Gilbert gets a nice shot on Harrison. This goes back to Gilbert. Gilbert seems to be out there in every situation for Hampton. Here's Gilbert with the puck, sends it in front to Collins. Collins with a one-timer saved by Harrison. Bay State trying to get it out of the zone, and they do. Dalton Gilbert, number 2. He's from the Missoula Maulers, actually a West Coast boy out of California. Kept in by Owen. He'll take a shot, save by Harrison. Hampton's got 42 seconds remaining on the power play. Lassonde to take the draw for the Breakers. On the other side is Collins. Winning the draw is Hampton. They'll take a shot that's just high and wide. Gilbert throws it in deep. Chasing is Collins. Collins tries to go back, intercepted by Lassonde. Lassonde's got O'Brien ahead. Here comes Jay Malone, on a breakaway. Jay Malone on Scott. He sends it through, and it gets the shorthanded goal. Jay Malone for the Breakers, led up nicely by Lassonde. And Bay State converts the shorthanded situation, still with 25 seconds remaining on the power play for Hampton. So big shorthanded goal for Malone. Bay State takes the lead 2-1. 3:43 in the first half. Bay State up 2-1. Still on the power play is Hampton for the next 20 seconds. Thrown across, looking for Schneider. Schneider skating in well, but that's going to be icing on Hampton as they didn't gain the red line. So this face-off will come back to the right of Scott. Taking the draw will be Schneider for Hampton. Taking the draw for Bay State will be Shane Sharing. This comes out of the zone to number 12, Duffy. Duffy from one of the players from the Empire program. Cross ice for Schneider. Schneider in on the zone. Backhands it for number 8. That is Cornfield. Cornfield keeps it in at the blue line. Broken up by Sharing. Jay Murphy is out there now with Sharing. We're at all even. So you got Sharing, O'Brien, and James Murphy out there for the Breakers. This comes behind the net for Scott. Scott sends it up. Murphy along the quarters. He bumps his man. Jay Murph putting on pressure. Up to TJ O'Brien. Hampton gets it out of the zone into the neutral. Here's number 24, Zalazinski. Over the line. Intercepted by Sharon before that shot gets through to Harrison. 2:43 in the first half. Here comes Murphy. Goes cross ice to O'Brien. O'Brien dishes it back for Murphy. Murphy to O'Brien. Too many passes there. Sends it in front for Sharing. Sharing back to the point for Condon. Condon tries to take a shot. That's broken up. Zalazinski and O'Brien do battle. Zalazinski comes up with it. Zalazinski sends it into the neutral zone. Just too far. It comes to Condon. He sends it back to O'Brien. We got 2:17. O'Brien with that shot. Saved by Scott. And we'll get a whistle. Hampton with the puck. We got under 2 to go in this first half. Sent out for Owen. Went too far. Harrison comes out of his net. Nice check by Owen on Burkemper. Dealt up for number 32. That was O'Connor. Sends it across for Doyle. Doyle wanted to see if he was onside. He just got leveled at the blue line. Here's Gilbert again. In 25 minutes a half, I think Gilbert's probably been out on the ice for 18 of it. Comes across for Schneider, trying to deal it to Collins. Gets through to Harrison, who sticks it aside. This is Flynn. Flynn doing battle along the boards, trying to get it out of the zone. Hampton keeps it in nicely. Shot, score! That was Collins for Hampton. Ryan Collins. That's his 25th goal of the year for Ryan. I'm not sure if these goals count in their standings, but that's a pretty impressive number. So we're at 2. That was most likely deflected in front. And Hampton had one too many players out there. So we've got 1 minute and 3 to go. Strachan takes a shot, saved by Scott. Back to the point again for Strachan. Strachan with a shot gloved down by Scott, and we'll get a whistle. Most likely face-off coming to his left. 53 seconds remaining in the period. Now, in between the first and second, we're going to be speaking, if he's happy with the way this team's playing, Andy Newton, head coach of Hampton. Diamond in the corner to Moore. Looking back for Diamond. We got under 40 seconds remaining. Referee gets actually in the way there as Strachan was coming back to knock the puck off. He's back on his feet. Strachan behind the net. We got under 25 remaining in the half. Alex Hauser goes down. Here's Diamond on his man. Up for Moore. Moore can't get it to O'Brien. Kept in by Hampton. Backhand play. Intercepted by Moore. He takes a shot. Saved by Scott. He'll elect to hold on and then glove it down with under 5 seconds to go. Colbert steals it for him, but I don't think he's going to have enough time. And he does not as the whistle blows. And that'll do it for period number 1 with the score up on there, 2-2. Hampton against Bay State. Again, we'll be back in between periods with Andy Newton, head coach of the Hampton Whalers. So we're back here, and we're just waiting for 25 minutes to go up on the board as the referees are both looking at the score clock. And there goes the 25 minutes. We'll start all over. 2-2 here between Hampton and the Bay State Breakers here at the Eastern Junior Hockey League Winter Classic. We want to thank Coach Andy Newton for joining us in between periods and talking a little bit about this South League. And again, it's very impressive how the amount of participants in the USA Hockey coming from the South right now. It's one of the few regions that haven't increased. If you look at New England, they have a decrease of about 5,000 players this past year. So it's pretty incredible, and it's good to see that some of these boys get to stay home and play their junior hockey and still get exposed to some of the colleges, which there are a lot of scouts here today from various schools looking to pick their players for next year. This is thrown in front. Coming away with it is Colbert. He'll send it in deep for Bay State. This goes behind the net for Scott. Here's Gilbert for Hampton. This goes off the noggin of Sharing. So that hit him in the head. In case you're just joining us, it's a pretty warm day here in New England and causing somewhat of a shield here through the glass of trying to see. It's very foggy, a lot of condensation. I was just looking to see if the referee's hand went up as Sharing came into Schneider from behind. And no call. Here comes Hampton, throwing it into Schneider, captain of the Hampton team. Back to Alitzhauser. Alitzhauser will turn around the net behind Harrison. For Strachan, back to Alitzhauser. Alitzhauser goes to Strachan. Strachan trying to bank it up the boards. Kept in by Owen for a second. Now in the neutral zone. Malone out there with Sharing and Lassonde. Lassonde is run into. Here comes Malone. Malone's got a shorthanded goal, and Page State's going to go on the power play as Malone was tripped up by Owen, number 16 of Hampton. So Bay State will go on their third power play of today's exhibition action. Coming up next, Jersey Hitmen and Atlantic Knights. 23-16, playing in two separate halves. 25 minutes apiece. Jay Murphy will most likely win the draw to himself. We could call that each time we watch him. You could just tell how he's lined up. This comes to O'Brien. Stick side to side by Woods, and he'll send it in deep. Harrison comes out of his net. Harrison banks it up the boards for O'Brien. That's kept in by Salcal. Salcal out there with number 10, Cole Casey. Sent into Murphy. Murphy comes along the line. Murphy holds the board, throws it in front. Broken up by Hampton. Try to be kept in there by Roxy. And coming back for it is Magina. Here comes O'Brien the other way. O'Brien in the neutral zone. O'Brien holds up at the blue line, and there's a whistle for offside as Moore took a step too soon. And we get the call. Minute 11 in the power play for Bay State. Taking the draw right now is Doyle. Doyle is lined up with O'Connor and Flynn. Back at the points is Duffy and number 31, Nelson. Here's Nelson, goes cross ice for Duffy. Duffy banks it in, looking for Murphy. Duffy keeps it in at the line. Cross ice to Murphy. Shot just wide. Excuse me, that was number 10, Flynn. Back to the point, Duffy. Thrown in front. Intercepted. Nice play by Duffy at the point. Sends it across for Nelson. Nelson takes a shot. Broken up before it gets through. Nelson again with the puck, trying to bank it in deeper. 37 seconds remain on the power play. Comes back to Duffy at the blue line. Duffy holds. Gets it across for O'Connor. Back to O'Connor. O'Connor. In for Nelson. With the puck now is Doyle. Doyle behind the net. This is going to come up to the blue line, kept in by Duffy. Glove down by Flynn. Flynn takes a shot just wide of Scott. 10 seconds remaining in the power play. This goes back to Flynn. Flynn holds the puck nicely, keeping control of the puck. He's checked there by number 8. That would be Cornfield. And we're at all even with 21-12 to go in period number 2. Coming away with the puck is number 22. This is Collins. Sends it in front just wide of Harrison. Battling along the boards is Katamitsu. Fed up to Duffy. Duffy gets it to O'Connor. O'Connor just gets it out of the zone. Again, we're at all even. Opportunity for Hampton. Stick check by Harrison away from the Hampton player. A lot of action going on here in Kingston. Big-time games. Eastern Junior Hockey League South against the Eastern Junior Hockey League. And we get a whistle that stops play as the post goes off the nets. As mentioned, the game following this is Hitman versus Atlanta Knights. On the draw, it looks like it's Heffron. Heffron will take the draw against Bedard. Bedard wins it back to Condon. Condon behind Harrison. Throws it up along the boards for number 5. That is Boozer. Boozer's out there with Bedard and Colbert. Behind the net for Bedard. Bedard gets back to the point for Condon. Goes cross ice to Burkemper. He'll send it in deep. Boozer will chase. He's got Woods on him. Boozer puts on the brakes, trying to get it past up to Colbert. Colbert goes back for Boozer. Up to Colbert. Colbert comes in front of Scott. Takes a shot. Scores! So Colbert gets it past Scott for Bay State's 3-2 lead here over Hampton. So Colbert with the score, giving Bay State a 3-2 lead. And we have under 20 to go in the half. So this has gone back and forth. Nobody's dominated by any means. Strachan sends it in for Malone. Malone's got a shorthanded goal. He sends it in deep. Chasing it down is number 6, Zellmer. Up for Owen. Owen can't get it past the Bay State defenseman. This goes in deep. Chasing it down is number 12, Graffi. Up to Schneider. Schneider for Owen. Owen sends it in front for Collins. Alitzhauser breaks it up, gets it back to Strachan. Strachan's playing a pretty good D for a forward. A lot of these players obviously have played different positions throughout their career. They get more defined as they go along. Lasan trying to look for the breakout pass to Malone. That's intercepted by number 6, Zelmer. Lasan gets it out of the zone. Off the bench is Cornfield, sending it deep. This goes back to Burkemper. Burkemper sends it across for Moore. Moore gets dumped in the neutral zone, so that puck goes back to Harrison. Harrison comes out from his net and leaves it for number 23, Magina. That was a home run pass that was going to end up being an icing, as Hampton will touch up. And we'll get the call with 18:32 remaining in the first half. I was just talking to Steve Anzioni, who actually trains a lot of these Bay State Breakers players. He has his gym over in Rockland called Athletic Republic. Does a lot of training for these players off ice. Been a big part of the team for a couple of years now. Puck behind the net for number 6, Rosie. Rosie sends it out for number 19, Pessig of Hampton. Losing his stick is number 14, Zendejas. Coming out with it is O'Brien the other way. O'Brien's got Bedard and Murphy with him. Stick check nicely by Hampton. They'll come the other way. Zendejas over the line. Takes a shot, scores! So Zendejas from the blue line beats Jimmy Harrison for the goal. And we're tied at 3. So Zendejas with the goal. That was a nice shot from the point for Zendejas. That's his 12th goal of the year. So Hampton with a nice shot on net from the blue line. And that goes to the old saying, just get it on net. Nice body check by Woods. And that was on number 18 of the Bay State Breakers, Murphy. Murphy's right out there right now with some of the other Empire players. Murphy, Flynn, and number 14, Doyle. Doyle is centering this line. Comes all the way down for Nelson. Nelson is out there with Duffy. Trying to get it out for Flynn. Flynn loses it in the neutral. Zendejas with another shot. That's saved. Excuse me, that was number 24, Zalazinski. And we'll get a stoppage of play with 17:03 remaining in the second half, tied at 3. So not sure in a tournament format if we do go to any type of overtime. We'll have to wait and see. Burkemper comes out of that mess with the puck. Banks it off the forward boards for Bedard. Bedard looking for Diamond. Diamond, Bedard, and Colbert out there for the Breakers. Schneider tries to send it in deep. It goes right to Owen. Owen gets it in the zone. This comes into the neutral from Diamond. He loses the puck. Owen comes across ice. Diamond with a check on Collins. Collins comes in, gets past Burkemper. Nice move, but they don't get a shot on net if that goes out of play. So we'll do it on Salcal. Takes the draw for Hampton, just wide. Salcal on the doorstep. Sends it in front. Another shot saved by Harrison. So Harrison's had to be tough here today. Salchow on the draw. Vernon deep. Here's number 11, Heffron for Hampton. Backhand shot. Didn't get through to Harrison. Bay State can't get out of the zone. Shot score! Hampton again. Now goes up 4-3. That looks like that shot was again from number 24, Zalazinski. I'm sorry, number 14, Zendejas with the goal. So that's his second of the game. So congratulations to Zendejas on his second goal of this tournament. Hampton in the blue. Reminds me of the old Hartford Whalers uniforms. Hampton's moving the puck well now in this second half of the game. Comes up along the boards for more.
Number 14, Matthew Zindaz. Number 9, Ryan Salkid. And number 11, Paul Heffron.
Into the neutral. Hampton up with Schneider. Schneider sends it in front for Collins. Shot just saved by Harrison. And T.J. O'Brien had the player's stick stuck in his elbow pad. This goes cross ice for Zellner. Kept in the line by Knight nicely. Moore with the check. Moore deals it up for Murphy. Murphy with an opportunity for a 2-on-1 situation. Can't get it across to O'Brien, and that was a nice play by number 6, the defenseman Zellner. Bay State, although this is an exhibition game, Bay State, these guys are competitive. They don't want to lose. Back to the point for Duffy. Takes his shot just wide of Scott. And coming the other way is Collins. Collins hit by O'Brien. He loses the puck. This goes back to Collins. Collins goes over to Zalazinski. Shot saved by Harrison. He'll glove it down and hold it. 14-21 remaining in the first half. Second half, excuse me. Kanamitsu to take the draw for Hampton. Gets it back for Gilbert. Gilbert's shot on Harrison. He steers it aside. Empire boys are getting a lot of ice time this second half. Again, that's number 10, Flynn. Out there with his line mates, O'Connor and Murphy. Now these Empire guys, this is their third period. They played 2 periods prior to this. And they've been thrown into the fire today. So we got right now back at the points is Nelson and Duffy. Up front is Murphy, O'Brien, and Moore. A lot of firepower out of the lineup today for the Breakers. One of the guys that we were talking to earlier, Nate Brown, who's played in every single game in the 3 years that he's been here except for one. Watching from the stands. Oh, what a check. And that was number 31, Nelson, going down. He went down hard. His back hit the boards. But that was a good check. As Hampton's starting to deliver the body now. Here's Murphy. Looking for number 31, Nelson. Kept in by 14, Zendejas of Hampton. Comes out to the point, chasing it down is Murphy. Cornfield. He'll send it into the neutral. No icing as that is waved off. They did gain the center line. Nice play by Hampton. Condon with the puck. Condon comes across the line. Condon still holds the puck. Condon takes a shot that was a pass over for Flynn, just a little too far. Nice play by Condon. Condon gets it back for Flynn. Flynn sends it across the line. Zelmer intercepts for Hampton. Trying to come the other way is Schneider. Schneider's got Burkhamper in front of him. Burkhamper tries to run him off. They don't get a shot on. Here comes Bay State the other way. Flynn will send it in deep. Chasing it now is O'Connor. O'Connor behind the net for Bay State. Also coming in. Nice big check on Murphy. So Hampton using the body well. Back to Schneider. Back to Collins. Hampton seems to be gaining a lot of confidence in the second half. Also with the puck, with the body. Intercepted by 21, Kanemitsu. Kanemitsu turns away from Condon. This goes back into the neutral zone. Here's number 12, Graffi. Graffi for Zalazinski. Sends it in deep. Strachan loses his edge. Hampton will hold on to the puck. Zalazinski, checked by Diamond. Strachan on him also. They're digging for the puck. Diamond, Zalazinski, and Strachan. The last two for the Breakers. Going down is Diamond. Coming out of it with a Strachan. Strachan to Condon. Deals it up for Boozer. Boozer can't get through, so he decides to regroup. Sends it cross ice for Condon. Up for Diamond. Diamond to Bedard. Bedard sends it in deep. Boozer chases. Boozer check on Gilbert. Lost his stick. Comes behind for Bedard. And that'll be sent out. And it looks like it's going to be icing against Hampton. So face-off will come all the way down in front of Scott. Charing on the draw for Bay State. It goes back to the point for Strachan. Strachan's out there with Alitzhauser. Up front is Colbert, Malone, and Charing. Coming the other way is Hampton. Salkow. Salkow with the puck, sends it in front, broken up by Strachan. Strachan gloves it down, loses his edge. Malone digs for it. Malone gets it up to Charing. Coming the other way is Charing and Lassonde. Charing can't split the defense. Lassonde comes in for the rebound, backhands it to Charing. They cycle the puck. This comes all the way around for Woods of Hampton. Woods gets it into the center zone for Heffron. Heffron gets around his man. Intercepted by Malone to Alitzhauser. Malone can't get it out. Kept in by Heffron. He takes a shot. Harrison just made the save, but it almost trickled past him. And we got under 10 to play in this first half. Hampton sends it in deep. Harrison from out of his net. Leaves it now for number 6, Rosie. And we get a whistle. Harrison lost his stick, but it looked also like the posts were, or the net was off the post. T.J. O'Brien in the neutral zone. T.J. O'Brien backhands it. Can't find Moore. Moore has to backtrack. This goes cross ice to Moore. Moore can't get it out of the linesman's skates. Jay Murph loses the puck. Here's Moore. He toe drags it. Tries to get it up for James Murphy. Sent out in front. O'Brien can't intercept it. Coming the other way is Collins. Thrown back in deep for O'Brien. He'll chase. James Murphy tries to backhand a pass over to Moore. Moore cycles it around behind the net. Back to the point. Hampton trying to get it out with Schneider. Schneider will get called for a penalty as he checks his player from behind, number 31. That was Nelson. So Nelson, he's had a pretty tough afternoon or tough evening. Now it looks like we have a timeout. This is going to be a timeout Bay State. What they're hoping to do is just regroup here and talk about what they need to go going forward for the next 8 minutes and 48 seconds. You have a 2-minute power play, giving his team an opportunity to that first unit to rest a little bit, see if they can tie this up. Again, it's only an exhibition, but for players who are competitive and athletic, exhibition means a lot. You know, you don't want to lose and give the other team some bragging rights going into maybe the next tournament. I can tell you Atlanta and New Jersey are in the house. They're warming up. Obviously, they have that next game. So this is what will happen. Murphy will come out to take the draw. O'Brien is lined up behind him. Usually Murphy wins the draw to himself, but this time he'll probably be going back to O'Brien. O'Brien lined up. He'll be on the quarterbacking the point. This goes back to O'Brien. O'Brien's out there with Murphy and Moore. Strachan up front. Condon back at the blue line. Condon keeps it in. Strachan back to the blue line for Condon. Condon looks to go cross-ice. He's got O'Brien. O'Brien's asking for the puck. He has to go deep. Minute 33 on the power play up to James Murphy. James Murphy tries to go back to O'Brien. That's touched off by number 10, Cole Casey. Murphy, cross-ice for O'Brien. O'Brien gains the line. Holds. Tries to deal it across for Moore. That was in his skates. Minute 15 on the power play. James Murphy. Back to the point for Condon. He'll take a shot, and that's saved and held by Scott with a minute 6 to go in the power play opportunity. Condon across for O'Brien. Strachan. Back to Murphy. Murphy behind the net, looking to set it up. He's got Strachan in front. He wants to go back to Condon. Condon for O'Brien. O'Brien is just waiting to tee that shot up. Just wide by Condon. This is going to come out of the zone with 42 seconds remaining on the power play. O'Brien brings Collins back to him, deals it up for Murphy. O'Brien back with the puck in the neutral zone. O'Brien over the line, gives it for Burkemper, who's on the ice for Strachan. He takes a shot that goes off the Hampton player and out of play, and we'll have a whistle with 26 seconds remaining in the power play. Lasan to take the draw against Salcab. Gilbert. Number 2, Gilbert, as I mentioned, I don't mean to repeat myself, but he's been on the ice. Pretty impressive defenseman. Hampton will look to clear. We have under 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Goes in deep for Scharing. Scharing to Allithauser. Up for Scharing. For Lasan. Coming away with it is number 14, Vendejas, who's had a good game for Hampton. It is 4-3. Hampton with the lead. Burkemper. Hampton is all over Bay State right now, and here comes Burkemper. He's got Malone with him. Over to Burkemper. They gain the line. Burkemper wheels along the faceoff shot, tries a backhand that just got wide of Scott as Burkemper ran into Malone. Along the boards, Lasan with Burkemper. Burkemper goes down. Malone comes in. This comes to Lasan. Lasan trying to get it back to the point. That shot goes off of Burkemper, almost went in. Scott is down and out. He gets back to his position. Shot by Bay State from the point. Another shot from the point. That was tipped down by Lasan. That's going to be a high stick. Nope, waved off as it goes directly to Bay State. Opportunity for Lasan in front. Couldn't find the handle. Bay State's going to be in a change with 5:27 to go. Here's number 23 for Bay State, Magina. He sends it up for number 32, O'Connor. That went off his skate. He went onside over the line. But Bay State just hesitated for a second, thought they were offsides. Sent in front, intercepted. Bay State coming the other way. This is O'Connor on a break. O'Connor with a shot saved by Scott, and he holds on to the rebound. So Bay State took the lead 1-0 early on in the period. And then it's just been all Hampton the rest of the way. Again, Bay State wants to welcome the players from the Empire team. Doyle right now taking that draw. Duffy at the point from the Empire team. Here comes Burkemper. Burkemper over the line. This is Bedard. Bedard coming in on Scott. Bedard couldn't get through the defenseman. Goes back to the point for Condon. Condon with a nice move, scores! Condon with a nice move at the point. Toe dragged it to himself, sent it in on net. Bay State ties it up at 4. So the referees are over at the penalty box. I'm not sure what they're asking. But the penalty box door is open for Hampton. So we'll wait to see what this is. I'm not sure if it's an unsportsmanlike conduct, something that took place after the whistle, but the door is open for Hampton. And the scorekeeper is asking what the penalty is for. So we're not sure what's going on here, but 2 minutes is going to go up on the board for a power play opportunity for Bay State with a 4-4 tied game with 4:06 remaining in the half. Hampton tries to clear it out. That's knocked down by Condon. Sharing for Diamond. Kept in at the line by Sharing. Deals it for Diamond. Diamond along the boards. Diamond holds. He's got Colbert in front. He deals it for Bedard. Bedard back for Sharing. To Bedard. Sharing looking for a lane. Sends it in just wide to Scott. That comes out to Diamond. Throws it in front. Shot by Colbert just wide. Harrison has lost his stick. The defenseman gives it to him. Minute 24 remaining in the power play. Bedard. Here's Condon at the point. Condon holds. Deals it for Sharing. Sharing does everything he can to keep it in. Shot just wide of Scott as he was looking behind him. Doing some battle along the boards is Diamond and Bedard. And the referee blows the whistle as nothing good can come out of that. When a player's down on the puck and other players are sticking him to try to get that puck loose, it's a good call by the referee to blow it dead. So now Murphy comes out there with O'Brien, Strachan, and it looks like it's Duffy. Murphy trying to win the draw, gets it over to Strachan. Strachan has O'Brien at the point. He gets it to him. O'Brien goes cross ice for Duffy. Back to James Murphy. Sends it in front looking for more. That's tipped off the skate of Schneider. Kept in by O'Brien as he goes cross ice for Murphy. Murphy holds it at the blue line. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien will wind and take a shot. That goes off the blocker of Scott and out of play with 36 seconds remaining on the power play. .30 seconds on the power play for Bay State. 2:34 in the half. Strachan trying to keep it in. This goes back to the neutral zone where O'Brien has to regroup. Sends it across for Duffy. Duffy back for O'Brien. O'Brien tries to get it to Strachan behind him, so Hampton will clear it out with 10 seconds remaining in the power play. We're set at 4 here. O'Brien with the puck. O'Brien over the blue line. Tries to throw it in front for more. That puck was loose for a second. We are all even with under 2 to go in the half. Owen across the line takes a shot. Harrison, I don't think, saw that because that was aimed for the net. Gilbert over the blue line. Gilbert winds and takes a shot that goes off the stick of Duffy. Southad to Gilbert. Minute 34 remaining in the half. Gilbert will send it in deep. Not sure of the tournament rules when it comes to a tie game. Condon up for Malone. Malone gives it back to Condon. Condon with a goal today. Condon will send it in deep and he'll chase his own pass. Gets it over to Bergkemper behind the net. Over to Condon. We have a minute 13 to go. Looking at the net to see if Coach McCauley pulls his goaltender. You know it's a 4-4 game. You never know. Schneider now with it for Collins. Collins will wind and take a shot. Harrison had trouble with that one also. Condon up for Bergkemper. Bergkemper along the boards. Hampton doing some damage here with 45 seconds remaining. Schneider with a shot just wide of Harrison. Coming up with the puck is Bergkemper. Checked off by Collins. Shot by Hampton that's broken up in front by Scharing. Scharing I thought he hurt his hand there. He was favoring his glove. Here comes Lassonde. Lassonde with Malone. Lassonde turns, takes a shot. Scott will jump on it and hold on to the puck with 22.3 remaining in the half at 4-4. So this has been a good game for Scott from Hampton. I mean, he faced some pretty big shots from some of the big boys for the Breakers, and they're out there now as Murphy will take the draw. Murphy's got more lined up behind him, tried to win the draw to himself. This comes back into the neutral zone. O'Brien tries to deal it over to Murphy, broken up by Hampton. We have 13 seconds to go in the period. Behind the net, here comes O'Brien. He's not going to have a chance as there are 5 seconds left. And that'll do it. So we'll wait to see what this half holds, if they're going to go to overtime or not. And I think the game is over. So we're going to end in a tie here, 4-4, Hampton and Bay State. It looks like the Bay State players are congratulating their goalie. And now they're coming to center ice to shake hands. So that'll do it for this first game here between the EJ Southampton and Eastern Junior Hockey League Bay State.